Good morning, good morning, good morning, fellow patriots. This is Mike Cook coming to you live from Central Missouri. Having my second coffee of the day. I hope you had yours. I hope it's going to be a great day for you. It may not be a great day for some. I'm just saying, stuff's breaking. Can we say October surprise? Surprise, surprise, surprise. If you've been following me, I've already talked about this. I've already known about this for months, not in exact detail, but we've already brought this up. So as you're jumping on today, say hi to me. Let me know that you're there. Good morning, Rob. How are you doing? You should be on your way to work. So let me know how you're doing. If you don't message me, I don't know that you're watching. I can't see you jumping on with the software that I'm using. But I do appreciate everybody that jumps on and watches. I hope you're having a great day. I'm kind of stalling, letting people hop on before I get to the meat of this. But if you have been watching ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, if you've been paying attention to Twitter and Facebook, you have no idea what I'm about to talk about. Why? Because according to Fox News this morning, all those NBC, ABC, CBS have dedicated absolutely 0 seconds, zero, big goose eggs, none, haven't mentioned it at all. Twitter and Facebook are actively banning this story. They are preventing the spread of the story on purpose. They have admitted to it. They've said they don't like this story and they don't want it getting out, which is why I haven't put anything in writing about what I'm about to say, because I want you to be able to hear it. And if Facebook finds out that I'm doing it, they'll be mad at me. And I really don't care. By the way, I'm also on Parler and MeWe. Look me up. And I'm just getting started on Rumble, which was started by Dan Bongino and promoted heavily by Dan Bongino. When I get fully live on there, I will let you know. But go ahead and join these other groups, because Facebook and Twitter and stuff are actively working against the American people as we speak. So, what's the breaking news? What's going on? Say it ain't so, Joe 2.0. What's going on? What's happening? The New York Post busted a story. Now, let me kind of give you a background. I'm going to give you a little, about a year ago, Rudy Giuliani, who is the president's private attorney, said he had the goods. He had the goods on Joe Biden, that Joe Biden is totally tied up. He's got enough information to lock him away. They asked him when he was going to release the goods. He said, well, the FBI already has this information, but they haven't done anything with it. And if they don't do anything with it, I will. Well, guess what? October's here. Now's the time for politicians to do what politicians do and release information to newspapers or publishing or something that would, favor them. That's what they do. So what happened? Breaking news, New York Post, Dateline yesterday. Hunter Biden introduced his father, then Vice President Joe Biden to top executives from Ukrainian energy company less than a year before elder Biden, Vice President Biden, pressured the government officials in Ukraine to find a prosecutor who was investigating the company, Burisma. That's right, folks. Joe Biden knew. The never-before-revealed meeting is mentioned in a message of appreciation from Vladimir Prozhinsky. I can't name these people normal names. Pozharsky. How do you say that? Vladimir whatever his name is. An advisor to the board of Burisma allegedly sent Hunter Biden on April 17, 2015, a year after Hunter joined Burisma board, for a reported salary of up to $50,000 a month. How many of you go to work day after day after day after day to make $50,000 a year or less? But what does Biden do? His daddy's vice president of the United States, so he gets $50,000 a month to be on the board of an energy company that specializes in fracking and natural gas in Ukraine and Europe. This is what the letter This is what the letter says. As I pulled it up right there, it says, "Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to DC and giving me an opportunity to meet with your father and spend some time together. It was really an honor and a pleasure. As we spoke yesterday evening, it would be great to meet today for a quick coffee. What do you think? I could come to your office somewhere around noon or so, before or on my way to the airport. Best, V. Vidman." That's right. So Hunter Biden invited the senior dude from Burisma to have coffee, or not have coffee, to have a face-to-face meeting with the vice president of the United States of America, who happens to be in charge of Ukrainian policy in the Ukraine. And magically, a few months later, see what's going on right now in Burisma, what they're all upset about. It talks about this in the article. At this time frame, the political culture changed in Ukraine, and the new political culture that was there was investigating Burisma because they were crooked as hell. So this bigwig from Burisma has a meeting with the vice president of the United States of America, who's in charge of Ukrainian policy, okay? The Ukrainians are investigating Burisma. They have an investigator who's really digging into it, and they don't like it. So Joe Biden does this.
I remember going over convincing our team or others to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch.
Well, son of a bitch.
He got fired. And
he got
put
fired.
In place someone who was solid.
And they replaced him with someone who was solid. What does that mean? What does that mean, Mr. Biden? What does solid mean? I don't understand. Why were you worried about the prosecutor prosecuting Burisma for doing things illegal in the Ukraine that your son happened to be on the board of directors of? What were you worried about them finding out, Mr. Vice President? Why was it after you had a meeting with top executives from Burisma that you went over there and told them they don't get the $1 billion unless you fire the guy that's looking into my son who's making money from Burisma on my behalf? Oh, that's just me saying that. Because, it's illegal for a politician to take money from a foreign government, but it's not illegal for a politician's son to make money from a foreign government. There's, hey, nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Also, breaking today, U.S. Post, or New York Post, same newspaper, breaking today, more emails confirm that Hunter Biden received over $1 billion after flying over on Air Force Two with his father to China to meet with top executives, which ended up putting him also on the board of a company called CEFC in China. And over the time, he made over $1 billion from the Chinese communists. His daddy happened to be in charge of policy in China also. It's illegal to give money straight to a politician, but it's not illegal to give money to a politician's son. What does Burisma and CEFC have in common? They are both energy companies. They are both fracking companies. They're both oil companies and natural gas companies. That's what they do. So what we have here is we have a conspiracy of the Vice President of the United States accepting bribes through his son from foreign companies that specialize in energy, fracking, oil, and natural gas, while enacting policies with Barack Obama to destroy energy, natural gas, fracking, and oil in the United States of America. Do you see a conflict of interest here? Because I sure the hell do. Why is it that Joe Biden on the campaign trail got in people's faces and said, we will stop coal, we will stop oil, we will stop fracking? Now that he's running for president, he's backing off of those because he needs those votes. But there is video. All you got to do is Google it. I didn't bring it up because it just popped in my head of him saying that. Yet he's taking money, or his son is, from companies around the world who do that. So he wants to destroy production in the United States while taking money from United States competitors. Let that sink in, what I just said to you. My friends, understand this. MSNBC, CNN, ABC, Fox News, not Fox News, all those companies, all the alphabet soup, CNN, all of them, have given zero time since this broke yesterday. Nothing, no mention, nothing at all. Zero, zip, zero, nada, zero, zilch, nothing. They've said nothing about this. Twitter and Facebook are actively muting this. They've come out and said it's because, it's not from reliable sources. Let's talk about where it came from in a second. They're muting this. And right now, today, people are not hearing this information. It's very important, very, very important that you share this video, because people are not getting this information, and they're voting today in states like New York and California and Florida and other places where they have these mail-in votes and absentee votes. Even here in Missouri, you can do an absentee vote. People are voting today without this information. This is why they're suppressing it. This is why they don't want you to know. They've denied it, but their denial is, there's no record of that meeting. Of course there's no record of that meeting. Of course there isn't. They're saying that it was obtained illegally. You mean like leaking classified information that turned out to be false on the president of the United States? That kind of illegal? So how did they get this information? A computer was dropped off at a repair facility of a business. The guy tried to save the computers, actually 3 of them. 2 of them couldn't be saved. No data can be saved. One of them, he was able to save the hard drive. He tried contacting the person that dropped it off, to no avail. Months and months and months and months went by with this guy not getting paid for his time or his service. So he started snooping around on a hard drive, see if he could find out who or where it came from so that he can get paid. When he found this information, along with Hunter Biden in compromising positions with crack pipes and whores, videos, self-made, a whole bunch of stuff yet to be released. He contacted the FBI. This was last January, as they were impeaching the president of the United States of America for talking to the president of Ukraine on the phone and congratulating him on his win. That's the reason they impeached him, for that phone call. And he asked that president about this particular subject right here. He asked that president about any information pertaining to Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and Burisma. This information right here is why they impeached the president of the United States in the House, Nancy freaking Pelosi. This information, this is why they did this. And this gentleman was realizing that it was a crack job, that it was made up, that they were trying to cover this up. So he called the FBI. The FBI issued a warrant. Here's a copy of the warrant to go seize all of this information. And that was the end of that. Records prove the FBI had this information. Records prove that the prosecutors had this information. Records prove that Congress had this information. But they did nothing. They asked no questions. They covered it up. But this guy, being a patriot that he is, and not a dumbass, and fear for his life, because, you know, when you come against the Hillary Clinton machine, sometimes you commit suicide. More often than not, you commit suicide. So this guy made a copy. That's right. Very patriotic of him. Oh, but that's illegal. Yeah, maybe so, but it's not stupid. He gave that copy to Rudy Giuliani. Like I said at the beginning of this, Rudy Giuliani's been sitting on this till the appropriate time because he knew nothing was going to get done. He knew nobody's going to get prosecuted over this. The one thing that needs to happen is that people need to understand who Joe Biden is. And I'm telling you right now, friends, this is the tip of the iceberg. The very tip top. Donald Trump knows it. In his speech yesterday, he said, not only Ukraine, but Russia and Kazakhstan and probably some other stands, I don't know, and China. All over the world, people have been giving, to Hunter Biden and the rest of Joe's family, because, Hunter Biden, a crack addict, kicked out of the military, no job experience whatsoever. He's worth $50,000 a month, what you make in a year, because his daddy was vice president of the United States and influential and could give you $1 billion freaking dollars. You're not going to get the money if you don't fire the prosecutor. Son of a bitch, he fired the prosecutor. My friends, not only is Joe Biden as corrupt as hell, he's stupid. Should have kept his mouth shut. I'm just saying. Should have kept separation. What, who's 10 times more corrupt than Joe Biden is Hillary Clinton, but at least she can cover her tracks. There's more breaking on this today. This is going to get deeper and wider. The media is going to have to cover it. Facebook and Twitter are getting blasted right now. Let me tell you something. The commentator this morning said something. He said that the New York Post is a reputable newspaper, has been around a long time, and they are subject to liable laws. If this turns out not to be true, they could be sued. But Facebook and Twitter, they're not subject to libel laws. They're considered platforms where opinions of other people can be placed. But if they start taking and editorializing and removing content from other people, they are no longer platforms, they are publishers, and laws apply, meaning they can be sued. Anybody want to get rich suing Facebook? I can see the commercials now. Call the Hunter & Hunter law firm. If you've had your stuff deleted by Facebook, call now. Large payouts. My friends, they're protected by law. You cannot sue them because they're platforms, not publishers. But if they publish, if they decide, if they pick winners and losers, it changes their status, and that needs to change. With that, I'm going to jump off here. Enjoy your day. Pay attention because stuff's happening quick and fast. This thing's about to explode, and it's about to get nasty. Say it ain't so, Joe. You guys have a great day. Share this video because people need to know about it. Because they don't know about it. It's not getting out there. Share this video, but don't comment on top of it that it's about Joe Biden, because if you do, Facebook will flag it and take it down. Just share it. Tell your friends to watch. You guys have a great day.